Hey, what's up guys? Shane here from the GnG Elite DBS team, and today we're going to take a look at the yellow spoilers that Bandai posted during the Atlantic City tournament. So, first off, we've got the new Sun Gohan leader. It's, Team Gohan from the Cell games. It is a burst leader, so immediately this jumps out as, to me, because Janemba. It's really hard to justify playing these burst leaders when Janemba's just going to mill you out even faster now. Now, it does discard a yellow card from your hand to draw 2 cards, so that's immediately not terrible. Uh, Effects like Harudagarns, every time they've come out, have been decent. So that's definitely not bad. It is an untapped 2 leader. Again, not bad. Let's take a look at his other side, his backside. So he has an auto sparking 5, which means you can't play Overwhelm in this deck. When this card attacks, draw a card. That's kind of unfortunate. Now we can't play Overwhelm. Activate main, choose up to 1 yellow sand card in your drop area with an energy cost of 3 or more, add it to your hand, and negate this skill for the duration of the game. I guess it's not awful, but it doesn't jump out as great either. I don't expect this leader to do a whole lot. Next up, we have the Bojack leader that got a lot of people excited. People love Bojack as a character. Auto once per turn, when a Bojack Brigade card is played in your battle area, draw 1 card. And this card gets plus 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. So that's not terrible. Every time you play a Bojack Brigade, well, once per turn, you're going to draw a card, and he gets plus 5k. It's going to allow you to apply more pressure. If your opponent wants to defend, they have to combo more. When you combo with one of your cards during your turn, if your combo area has 2 or more Bojack Brigade cards that you comboed from your battle area, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and KO it. If you KO'd a card, negate the skill for the duration of the turn. So it is going to KO cards in rest mode. Problem is, do we want to KO things in rest mode? A lot of the things right now that I think you want to KO will probably be staying in active mode. Things like Figure of Majesty to prevent their Gogeta combo. Now granted, it will hit things like Purunga, so that's not terrible. The big drawback here for this leader is his Awaken doesn't do anything. You don't draw 2, you don't untap 2, you don't untap 1, you don't draw 1. You just kind of do nothing, and that's really unfortunate. So I think that's the big thing that's going to hold this leader back, is he got shafted on the Awaken. Like, I think a draw 2 for this deck would have been great. In theory, I see this deck having a hard time holding up a lot of advantage. So I think drawing 2 would have been great. But that's just me. His backside. Permanent, you can combo with Bojack Brigade cards in rest mode in your battle area. That's really good. I can attack you, apply a bunch of pressure, because this deck likes to swarm the board by the looks of it, and then use them to defend afterwards. So that's definitely not bad at all. Auto, once per turn, when a Bojack Brigade card is played in your battle area, draw a card. So again, this is kind of neat where the leader doesn't have to be attacking, though the deck does feel like a deck that wants to be attacking all the time. So, when you combo with one of your cards during your turn, if your combo area has 2 or more Bojack Brigade cards that you comboed with from your battle area, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and KO it. And if you KO'd a card, negate the skill for the duration of the turn. So again, KOs things in rest mode for free. Kinda. So, this leader's not completely awful. I just think he got shafted really hard on his Awaken, and that might hold him back. Definitely think he's a lot better than this Gohan, though. Let's see. We have a 3-drop Son Goku Guardian Angel. Permanent. Unless Display Power Son Gohan is in play in your battle area, you can't place this card in your combo area from any area. So, that could, in theory, be really bad. So, like, say you're in the late game, and you don't have that Display of Power in play because you evolved off of it or something of that nature, and your opponent's coming in for game, this card's just sitting in your hand and you can't combo with it. So I really don't like this, as I feel like it's a high risk, but I don't know, maybe the card's still playable. Auto, at the end of a battle in which you combo with this card from your hand during your opponent's turn, if your leader card is a yellow sand card, play this card in rest mode, and you can't play Son Goku Guardian Angel for the duration of the turn. So it is a 0-cost 10k combo, so that is pretty good. It does require yellow sand leaders, though, and I can't think of any really good ones. Like, you have a 1 or 2 Bardock that aren't terrible. We have this new Gohan that's kind of eh. Nothing really jumps out from memory as being super great. Most of the good yellow leaders we've gotten have been Frieza's army. So, activate main for 3. Choose 1 display power Son Gohan from your battle area and place it in its owner's drop. Choose up to 1 finishing blow Son Gohan from your hand and play it, and then place this card under the card you played with this skill. So, to my knowledge, we haven't seen this card yet. It might be in the announcement page for these spoilers, which I didn't look at. I'm just looking at the card list. But to my knowledge, we haven't seen this card yet. It's probably one of the super rares. So depending how powerful that super rare is, depends on how powerful this archetype is. If it's a bad super rare, this archetype goes nowhere. If it's a great super rare, this archetype has potential. So, because it is allowing you to cheat it into play. Because the display of power Son Gohan's a 3-drop. So you can play it on turn 3. Hopefully your opponent attacks into you during their turn after that. Now, if you're playing against like a Shenron Gogeta deck and they're not attacking you, that could be a problem. Because this only like comes into play for free if you combo it from your hand during your opponent's turn. So if they're not attacking you, this is bad. But if they are attacking you, you'll cheat this into play with its effect, and then on turn 4, you can pay 3 to cheat in the finishing blow Son Gohan. So archetype definitely seems like it has potential right off the bat. We have our 3-drop display power Son Gohan. It's a 3-drop 19k barrier. At the end of your turn, switch this card to active mode. So that's kind of neat. He's going to apply pressure, force a damage, or force them to combo out. And then he'll untap and he has barrier. So he's just going to sit there. It's worth noting, it was probably a good idea to give him barrier if he has to sit there for a turn while you do the combo to cheat out the finishing blow. So at least they were smart enough to give him barrier. A 1-drop Son Gohan ready for a match. Auto, when you play this card, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 4 or less and switch it to rest mode. Like, doesn't get around barrier. You're just switching it to rest mode. I don't see anything super great here. Seems like maybe a throwaway common. Like, there's just cards that are kind of better. I don't know. 3-drop Impenetrable Defense Trunks is a 3-drop 20k. That's pretty good. Evolve for a yellow and a colorless on a Trunks future, so that's pretty good. You can play your 1-drop future Trunkses and then evolve on top of them with this guy for 2. It is a blocker, and auto at the end of your turn switches card to active mode. So that's pretty sweet. You can evolve into him on turn 2, have a 20k beat stick that untaps at the end of your turn that has blocker. So you're getting to apply pressure and then block attacks. That could be really good in some matchups, maybe against like the red decks, where they're like trying to swing at you with a critical Trunks or a Kaba or something they're putting into play on turn 2, maybe a Legic, things like that. Where you can attack them and then block that attack. Seems good. We have a 1-drop dependable Sand Trunks. So this is an evolve target for that Trunks we just looked at. When you play this card, look at up to 3 cards on the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 yellow sand card among them, add to your hand, then shuffle your deck. So this will be a staple for the Gohan deck. So you look at the top 3 and pick a yellow sand. Seems good. Let's see. We have a 1-drop Hercule the Champion. Activate main. Place this card at the bottom of its owner's deck and draw a card. I'd rather just play Youthful Bulma, where this can stay in play and draw a card. Seems like a throwaway common. 3-drop Piccolo the Resolute. Auto, when you play this card from your hand, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 3 or less in rest mode and KO them. So this isn't great, but it's not awful. This could be decent against like those aggro rush decks where you pay 3 to pop 2 cards. Like this could be decent against the Bojack stuff where they're swarming the board. You can just pop 2 of them immediately and then attack into one and kill a 3rd one. So this card's not great, but it's not completely awful either. 1-drop Fearless Assault Krillin. Auto, when this card attacks, you may choose 1 card in your life and add it to your hand. If you do, this card gets plus 10,000 power and critical for the duration of the turn. It's a crit Trunks for yellow, so this card's always going to be good. Let's see. Vanilla 20k Tien Shinhan. Getting these 20k vanillas is always good. We're seeing Dimension Support Trunks become a better and better card with these vanillas, and being able to jam more of them on color into your deck is always good. So I'm excited to see more of these. Like, we have the Piccolo for red and all that stuff, so I'm excited for these. 2-drop Yamcha Ready to Brawl. When you play this card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 3 or less in rest mode and KO it. It's sad that, like, none of these cards hit barrier, so that's unfortunate, but I guess this card's not completely awful. It only KOs 1, though. I'd almost rather just wait a turn and play the Piccolo to KO 2, but that's just me. Again, I don't think this is going to see a whole lot of play. It is just common. Most commons don't see play, and we know that, but some of them do surprise us from time to time, so it's always worth taking a look at them. 2-drop XS Cash the Gazillionaire. Auto, when you play this card, choose one card from your hand and send it to your warp, and then draw a card. So, you're basically just getting a 1k body and filtering a card. I'd rather just play Youthful Bulma again. So, alright, now we get to the spicy stuff, the Bojack things. So, first we have Space Power Bojack, that's a 3-drop. Permanent, if this card would be KO'd, you may instead place one Bojack Brigade card other than this card from your battle area into your drop area. So that's kind of neat. You can let your other Bojack cards die for him and keep him on your board. So like your 1-drops that are pretty much useless once they come to play, you can now sack those to keep him alive, and that's good. When you play this card, you may choose one card in your hand and place it in your drop area. If you do, choose up to one arrival of the Space Pirates from your drop area and add it to your hand. That's not terrible. Being able to recycle these Arrival of the Space Pirates and keep playing them in this archetype isn't the worst. So being able to recycle them and cheat out 2-drops is pretty nice. So we have a 4-drop Quick Shift Gokua. When you combo with this card, if your leader card is yellow, you may choose 2 cards from your hand, shuffle them into your deck. If you do, draw 2 cards. So every color got one of these. They're not that great. You're still negging one. It's not replacing itself. It's just cycling those 2 cards. I don't expect any of these to see play whatsoever. 2-drop Space Pirate Goku. When you play this card, if your leader card is a Bojack Brigade card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode. And it can't switch to active mode till the end of your opponent's next turn. So this is kind of decent. It's going to stifle their aggression. So, like, if they played a Digging Deep and attacked with Digging Deep the previous turn, now it's not going to untap and you can kind of ignore it and put more pressure on their leader. So this is actually pretty interesting, and it's just going to stifle the opponent's aggression and allow you to try and out-aggro them. Activate main 1, place this card in its owner's drop area. If your leader card's a Bojack Brigade card, choose up to one Bojack card with an energy cost of 3 in your hand and play it. So he's going to allow you to cheat in the Space Pirate Bojack. So that's pretty cool. You can pay 2, attack with him, apply pressure, pay 1, place this in your drop to play the other Bojack, attack with that. So it's definitely looking like an aggro strategy. We have 2-drop Space Pirate Zanya. Hopefully I got that right. I don't know. Permanent, you can only have up to one Space Pirate Zanya and play in your battle area. Kind of unfortunate. When you play this card, if your leader card's a Bojack Brigade card, choose up to one Bojack Brigade card from your deck with an energy cost of 1, play it, and then shuffle your deck. So that's kind of cool. She's going to play herself to go tutor out a 1-drop. Now, granted, she can't really attack. She's only 3,000, so that kind of sucks. Though she does have an activate main, place this card in its drop area to choose up to one Bojack card in your battle area, and it gains critical. So her giving something critical every turn kind of makes up for her not being able to attack. So she'll probably see play in the archetype. Let's see, we have a 3-drop Merciless Strike Zanya, which is just a super combo for this deck. It is a Sparking 5 super combo, so rip. Though this deck should be fueling its discard pretty easily. It just sucks because you can't really play Overrealm. You could play a different super combo. The deck doesn't have to have this super combo. This super combo is probably just tutorable off of a 1-drop or something that looks at the top. Most archetypes have that card. So you could, in theory, just play like Dodoria or Jocko or whatever if you want to play Overwhelm in this deck. But the deck does also need a discard pile for some of its effects, so you probably just can't play Overwhelm at all. It's really unfortunate. We have a 1-drop Space Pirate Beto. Hopefully that's right. So you can also only have one of him in play in your battle area. So you'll likely be using this guy and the Zanya that you can only have one in play, but you want them. As you draw multiples, you probably just combo with them to trigger your leader effect to draw cards. Or was it KO cards? Whatever effect the leader has that requires 2 of them in your combo area. When you play this card, if your leader card is a Bojack Brigade card, look at up top 5 from the top of your deck, choose this one Bojack Brigade card among them, and add it to your hand. So here's the guy that's going to tutor the top 5, so she can cheat him into play. Activate main, place this card in someone's drop area, then choose 5 Bojack Brigade cards with energy cost of 2 or less in your drop area and shuffle them into your deck. So that's kind of cool, because it allows you to keep abusing this cheating into play stuff that it's doing, where it's going through the deck and taking 1s and 2 drops and whatnot and putting them into play. It's also really good against Janemba. So like if you see your opponent play Janemba, you probably just want a hard mulligan for these things, or keep them if you see them in your opening 6. It'll just help prolong the game and stop Janemba from milling you out so fast. We have a 1-drop Space Pirate Bujin permanent. You can also only have one of this one in play. Auto, when you play this card, choose up to 1 Bojack Brigade card in your hand with the energy cost of 2 or less and play it. So that's neat. You can play her to play into the Gokua to do his thing to go into the Bojack. So that's kind of neat. It's not bad. So for 2 energy, you can do all that. 2 energy, you get 2 attackers. Yeah, seems good. Auto, when you combo with this card from a battle area, if your leader card's a Bojack Brigade card, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode. So this could be interesting to force your opponent to use a blocker before they want to, or just tap it down. So like if you're staring down an Android 16 Revenge blocker, you can force them to use it immediately and try to just kill it. Or you just bait them into not using it because maybe they're just not paying attention, they don't know what this card does. You can catch people off guard like that all the time. And then use this to tap it down. Could hit other things such as if you've got a Figure of Majesty that you want to KO, you can use this to switch it to rest mode and then start attacking into it. Things of that nature. Alright, extra cards, 1 cost, Arrival of the Space Pirates. So this is that card that one of them brings back and allows you to abuse. Activate main, choose up to 1 Bojack Brigade card with energy cost 2 or less from your deck and play it in rest mode. So it does, unfortunately, play it in rest mode. So Goku is not really something we want to grab with this, but we want to grab maybe some of the other 2 drops. Like the Zanya is not bad, because she'll come into play and then go get a 1-drop. So for 1 energy, you're getting 2 to 3 cards. It's a lot of advantage, so this card's not bad. 1-drop, Merciless Farewell, activate battle, choose 2 cards from your hand and place them in your drop area. If your leader card is a Bojack Brigade card, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and KO it. It doesn't hit barrier, so it's not going to hit those pesky deadly defenders. Though this deck could easily play Vegeta striving to be the best, I guess, so I can't think of too many cards where discarding 2 cards and playing this, so using 3 cards just to KO a card is worth it. So I don't think this is going to be very good. 1-drop Full Power Kamehameha, activate battle if your leader card is a yellow Son Gohan Childhood, so has to be only the leader in this set. Card, it gets plus 10,000 power for the duration of the battle, and if your opponent has 5 or more cards in rest mode, it gets an additional plus 10,000 power. So the odds of your opponent having 5 or more cards in rest mode are pretty slim. Unless that Super Rare Gohan does something crazy to fuel this, then I don't see this card being that good. However, if the SR Gohan gives us a way to easily achieve this, a 1 cost plus 20k is definitely good and definitely worth playing. So, there's that. I believe this is the last card, yeah. 1-drop Fatherly Love saves the day, counter attack. If your leader card is yellow, negate the attack, then if your opponent has 4 or more cards in rest mode, choose it's 1 of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode. So, I definitely think there's more to this archetype we haven't seen yet. that's gonna like force your opponent's cards into rest mode. It's probably gonna have something to do with the SR, would be my guess. Now, this does stifle aggro decks pretty well, in the aspect where you negate their attack, and if they've already attacked with so many cards, then you can stifle their next attack. So that's kind of neat, but it does require your opponent to have so many cards in play. And with so many people playing around Kami, is your opponent going to ever have that many battle cards in play for these cards to be worth it? I don't think so, but that's just me. And it almost begs the question, if you're trying to achieve this, why aren't you just playing Kami? Like, I don't know. I don't think this archetype's going to be that great. I think the Bojack archetype has more potential. Just, I wish Bojack's leader didn't get shafted with his Awaken. But anyways, guys, that's it for the yellow spoilers. So make sure to comment any mistakes I make, because I know I make a few of those. I try not to. Sometimes it happens. My bad. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Try to do daily uploads Monday through Friday. Make sure to check out Twitch every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central, where we go on there for at least an hour, if not 2 to 3 hours, whether it be deck building, playing games on Untap, looking at cards, just maybe discussing the meta with a big group of us, etc. Anyways, guys, that's it for me, and stay elite.